if I give something without expecting something in return, something good is going to come out of that. So, again, I'll kill you if you repeat any of this to anybody. I give here and there to things, to people, to things, to the ring, to the wrestlers, to the people backstage, to the fans. Uh, I give something, and I don't ask for anything in return, and yet there's something that comes back in return. And I'm usually always eternally grateful for whatever gift I received, whatever it is.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're Wrestler of the Week. I'm Franco with Drew. Today, we are joined by the HOT Anarchy champion, the World Breaker Brick Savage.
What's up? What's up?
How you been, man?
Good, man. Good, man. I'm glad to be here. Appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah.
How we start this off is usually word association. We give you a word. You first thing in your head, 10,000 words, whatever you want to say. But you love it's the Halloween season.
Spooky season, man.
So we're gonna change it up a little bit. I'm gonna give you 9 horror movie franchises.
Okay.
You tell me your thoughts or opinions on them.
All right.
Halloween.
Fucking shit.
Oh.
Sorry, man. I hate Michael Myers, man. Sorry. Doesn't do it for me.
Let's see. Friday the 13th.
Good movie. Rapist, but fucking solid, scary nightmare motherfucker. Nightmare fuel. There we go.
Saw.
Ooh. Drug addicts, drug junkies.
Yeah.
I don't know if you maybe you've seen this one already. Terrifier.
I haven't seen it. Should I see it? Is this the one I should be watching?
They're already about to make 3 soon. It's pretty gory.
Yeah, I'll say that's pretty gory.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Put it on my list.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare, terrifying, rewatchable.
Okay.
Puppet Master.
Ooh, classic. One of my favorites. Absolutely one of my favorites. Don't play with dolls in the middle of the night.
No. Yeah. No. It's stupid.
The Conjuring.
Probably the best trilogy of horror movies that is out. Also, don't play with ghosts and shit. I don't do ghosts. That's not for me.
Child's Play.
Again, don't play with fucking dolls. Fire is your best friend.
The last one is Scream.
Are we talking like original Scream or like new Scream? New Scream, fucking crazy. You be friends with your white people.
This one ain't a movie, but what's Brick Savage's thoughts on pumpkin spice? Do you go for it or not?
Pumpkin spice?
Yeah.
It's not really my thing. I'm not into the spice part. Pumpkin with a bunch of sugar, sure. Anything that has sugar in it, I'm in for it. But just pumpkin spice, not really my thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I literally just tried that like last week at Starbucks. I'm gonna try it. And I'm not getting this again.
It's just the spicing. I'd rather get like the shaken oatmeal espresso with 4 shots of espresso and a bunch of sugar added to it.
Shit.
That's my deal, man. Yeah, extra syrup.
That sounds good, but without the 4 shots of espresso.
They give me about a couple hours of energy, man. That's about it. If that.
I almost tried it yesterday. I was like, yeah, I'll hold off on it.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm kind of have a gap right now. I kind of in the summer I did a lot of energy drinks. You know what I mean? So like I kind of chill on some caffeine right now. So I don't want to do too much. So
I don't think there's necessarily too much, but there is a limit that you'll hit, and you have to keep hitting that limit over and over, and then growing that limit. So you could have the caffeine if you just taper down from it.
Mm-hmm.
You can still have your caffeine, and then you can kind of like coast back up.
I was out with my girlfriend and we got coffee, and I told her one shot of espresso. I don't think she listened to me because I had one sip. I had like a good portion, right? I drank it a little bit, and then next thing you know, I'm driving. I'm like, my heart is beating 100 miles per hour. I'm just like, I might die right now.
Yeah, that sounds like a night out with me, but I don't know about caffeine. Yeah, I don't drink really that much caffeine, man. I think I have basically like a serving size amount, if not every day, every other day. But caffeine doesn't really do shit for me, unless it's like an abundance amount of caffeine. My adrenaline is like this all the time, dude.
Yeah, dude. Especially when it's match time,
Yeah. No, the bell rings. It's like back up here, a couple other 15%.
We can start with the social media questions.
Oh, shit.
Let's start off with my wife. She asked 3 songs in the gym that get you pumped.
Man, they kind of change all the time, dude. So like, I have a playlist that once I get to like 110 songs, I make a new playlist. And at the moment, I think let me pull I got this playlist right here because I have 3 that are pretty. I wouldn't normally listen to songs like this unless it popped up in my Spotify playlist. The first one, she's got a gun, Clock Vice remix by Kuro. It's like an EDM track. I'm in Love with the Devil, Mark the Beast. Another one.
Yeah.
And Letting Go by R.I.P. Kenny. Those 3 are just it's the tempo, the way the tempo and the songs goes. It's not so much if you listen to Letting Go, don't judge me for that song. All right, it's like self-deprecating and like self-harm. It's not so much the lyrics for me. It's just like the tempo, the way the way the anger is in the song and stuff, the way the music kind of hits the right part. So it's the music. Man.
No, I feel that.
Lyrics.
Yeah,
and then she asked one guilty pleasure song that people would not expect you to listen to.
For fuck's sake. Guilty pleasure song. Man, the only one that's popping my head right now is fucking Barbie at the moment. It's the song's been playing around all over the place, everywhere I go.
Yeah.
It's at work. I've been hearing that song since I was a kid, and it's a catchy fucking beat. I won't skip that song. I put it that way. If that song pops on, I won't skip it. So guilty pleasure. I won't skip it.
And this one's from Ken Cux Rose. Oh, okay. Are there any new wrestling moves?
The only new wrestling move I have at the moment is the S34, the Vortex Power Slam that I've been doing, and the moonsault. I've been doing a lot of the moonsault, which is the halfway to hell. Nothing. I've already posted those stuff, so Ken knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, when I posted that one, there's a shoot wrestling move that's been going around, the fucking spinning power slam thing, where the guy picks him up in the middle of the scoop. He's already spinning him before he slams him. Everybody's been doing it really shitty. They're like 110 pounds. They fucking suck. They're not strong.
They shouldn't be doing that. No.
They shouldn't be doing a power slam to begin with, but they want to. Oh, I want to do this shoot move that I just saw. Right. Yeah. So I had to take it. I knew it was going to happen. I had to take it and make it my own. So, I did it once. It's kind of like Then I did it the second time, and I got it down in the way I needed to. It looks way more smoother than that. It's a whole different kind of, almost a different move now at this point.
This one's from Russ Lusk.
Okay.
In order from best to worst, list your top 3 M&M flavors.
Shout out MPX on that one. Best to worst would be the original peanut M&Ms. Second would be the white chocolate peanut M&Ms, And then the third one worst would be the plain M&Ms by far. Okay, I'll still eat them, but
I agree.
they're just terrible. They're plain terrible. I don't like plain shit like that.
What's your thoughts on candy corn?
I eat candy corn, but I don't like it. I just eat every fucking thing. If it's edible, I'll eat it. If it's not edible, I'll probably still eat it. Candy corn, if it's in a jar and in my vicinity, I'll probably eat it. Right? I'm not gonna go out and buy it, but I'll go out. I'll eat it if it's there.
And from the same guy, Restless, bonus question: what do I have to do for you to throw me onto an opponent from the ring to the outside next time you're at MPX?
Man, at this point, since you're asking the question, I guess I have your permission. I mean, that's pretty much it. I just need the consent, I guess, and probably.
He's got to post this when he posts the clip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, share the clip, tag me in it. I don't ask for very much, but if you give it consent, we me toss your body into somebody, I'll do it.
And I think this is the last one from Drowned. Who were some of your favorite wrestlers growing up?
Scott Hall, Raven, Rhino, The Rock. The Rock's been. I thought about this the other day when I was giving out my list before, and The Rock's probably one of the most influential wrestlers that I continuously still watch every single thing that he is in.
Yeah,
and he was never on my list of like people I care, but then I started watching him. I was like, man, this was a great match. That was a great match. This shit was funny. That shit was funny. This movie was good. This movie was good. This show was
always something. Yeah.
Yeah. He's kind of got his hand in the cookie jar. So I've now put The Rock kind of in my list there. He's not somebody I particularly go out and watch specifically, just because he's his own thing, and just like watching stuff and picking up those mannerisms is not something I want to do. But he's definitely on my list. There are people I like to watch when I was younger.
How do you feel about the Fast and Furious franchise with him in it?
Fucking garbage.
Yeah.
I watched it just to see. Okay, all right, The Rock's in it. Great, sure. I watched half of the Jason Momoa one and turned that shit off. I love Jason Momoa. The character was great, but not enough for me to keep watching this fucking garbage shit. But yeah, Fast and Furious doesn't do it for me, even with The Rock in it. I watched those movies already. I won't watch them again. If they're on, I will turn them off. How about that?
You just broke Franco's heart right now.
It's an action movie. It's not a car movie. I get it, but it's not my type of action.
Yeah.
It's like Hollywood grade cheese movie. It's not B grade, but I mean it's Hollywood grade cheese movie. It's all cheese. That's not my kind of cheese, man. Sorry.
I saw Fast 10 in the D-Box. I immediately regretted using D-Box for that movie.
Man, yeah, it's one of those movies that if it makes it on TV and I hadn't seen it, I'd probably watch it. But I don't want to deliberately go out my way and watch this movie. I won't go to the theater to watch it. If somebody buys it and pops it in, I might watch it, but it's not for me.
That's it for social media questions.
I'm surprised they were PG at that, to be honest.
I think the first time me and you met was in the locker room at the Contender Series back in December. Remember that? A long time ago. Since then, dude, you have skyrocketed, man. You know, I love seeing the process and the progress of you, and your thoughts on this year's like success, basically.
This is all shit I knew was going to happen. Man, I had a plan, and the whole base of the plan was, I saw Marcus Rose post this about lying until it's true, to make it look like I'm everywhere and all over the place. So I went to as many places. Like I make sure my weekends always stayed busy with something, and I'm always posting content all the time. So, you know, start building up a little bit of name here and there. You know, meet the right people here and there, and you know, get onto the right shows here and there. But also have really good wrestling matches. That part helps a bunch. You know, and just every time I have a wrestling match, I watch it back a good handful of times to see, okay, what the fuck did I do wrong here? What can I do better here? Have somebody else watch it, tell me what I need to do here and there. And I progressively have done that obviously that whole last year, and I still do it to this day. And I knew once I was starting to get the right buzz and getting the right big name opponents at the same time too, it was going to start keeping my trajectory going up. So that's still the game plan. Have the great matches, get the good opponents, make all the good content, and keep growing my fan base out of the ring. So that way they demand for me somewhere else that I can show up at. So
that's awesome, man. Well, I love seeing it, and obviously you're still fucking killing it. So
I got to.
Yeah, little sidetrack from wrestling. You're obviously a big motherfucker. What's your workout schedule like? Do you change it at times, or like you just fucking?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you on a little secret at the moment, man. My workout schedule is probably the easiest it's fucking been in the last 17 years. The rest of the schedule is really hard on my body, and I'm old, and like my body joints are already old before I got into wrestling. So it takes me a while to recover. And my main thing to work out for is just doing cardio. So I'll bike here and there. I may get an actual gym lifting session in once, maybe twice a week. But that once, twice a week, it's hard as shit for 45 minutes. But
yeah,
it's maybe once or twice a week. I'd like to get it up to 3, up to 4. But at the moment, right now, it's once or twice a week with cardio basically every other day. And it's not very difficult at all. It keeps me in great shape. Right? So, like, still jacked and juicy. In good shape, my cardio is good, and that's all basically I need at the moment. So,
no, that's good. That's good.
So, like before that, go ahead.
No, you're gonna say?
Yeah, everything before that, before I got into wrestling, I was a professional powerlifter. So,
yeah,
4 or 5 days out of the week, I was fucking in the gym almost 2.5 hours, lifting weights that would crumble people in half, and doing this fucking. I did that for 7 years straight. All right, so and I got hurt in between hand. Even when I was hurt, I was still fucking. Well, this body part's not hurt. I was still fucking hitting the shit harder as hell. And man, it did a number on my body and my joints and all that, and my genetics. Yeah, it was bad. But if you stick to a schedule, stay consistent, and you don't abuse your body in the form of fashion, you can do that a long time. But I'm not here for a long time, just a good time. So,
no, I get that, man. Shit. I do remember you mentioning that, and I saw that you were in powerlifting. So, my question is, what are some of your PRs? Bench, squat, deadlift. I guess also, what are you most proud of? Is it maxing out, or just overall just getting the best shape possible?
So let's go through these PRs here. Biggest squat that I ever did was 1,003 in wraps, or in a wraps and suit. It's what they call like a single ply suit. Then I did 903 in wraps. I did 804 in just sleeves. These are all after I tore my patella tendon in half. So those ones I'm really super proud of. I got the 804 in sleeves, the 903 in wraps, and then the 1,003 in suits. So that's the highest ones I did there. Bench was 591. These are all comp stuff too, and this last ones. And the deadlift was 850. My biggest total altogether was 2226. So and that at the time when I hit that was an American record. And I had 2,210 in sleeves, which was also was not an American record, but also put me in second place in both divisions at the time. Whenever I hit both of those, those are the PRs I have. That's not the most thing I'm proud of, though. In powerlifting, it's a very niche little deal, and like there's an event that usually happens every year. They don't do it now since COVID, but it's basically like their Super Bowl. They call it the Animal Cage, and it's the strongest of the strong. Every hour they're doing some kind of feat of strength that's practically incredible and almost damn near impossible for most people. And the one thing I'm most proud of is the year that I was there, I challenged the American deadlift holder to a deadlift face-off, and this guy deadlift at 903. Okay, mind you, and I was just coming off tearing something in my lower back and my hamstring, and still building back up here. And like the highest I deadlifted before the show was like 650. Right, I'm still building myself back up in this thing. It was like pretty bad. I think maybe I was close to see like 675 or something like that. So the event was to deadlift 600 pounds until somebody puked, gave up, or passed out. Those are the rules, right? So at the end, over an hour and a half, going back and forth, me and this guy deadlifted over 60 reps, or about basically over 60 reps. I ended at 65, right? And I did 3 additional reps that are more than I had to. I went first, so I could play mind games. I went first. So I was already 1 rep ahead of the guy. And by the time I got to the 63rd rep, I was like, okay, I'll do it. I'll do 70, 80, I'll fucking 100 if I have to. And the guy, his hands, the skin had been ripped and cut off.
Yeah.
It was just all raw. So he could pick up the 63rd rep. And I'm like screaming in his face. I'm tired as fuck. I'm hungry. Right? He can't pick the last fucking deal up. And then they asked me to do 1 more. So like, okay, cool. I'll do 2 more because 64 was just a weird fucking number for me. And 65 sounded way better. So I did 2 additional reps after it was over, ending at 65. And this is close to the end of the show. Everybody that's all in this whole complex are surrounding this cage deal. This is that they're on a sports festival, right? So at the Arnold in Ohio. And everybody's watching this on the big screen. They're surrounding the cage. I fucking won. The shit's going crazy. It was the most nuttiest, coolest fucking thing. And it's the one thing that's still talked about in powerlifting today. Like, it's the one thing most people know me for outside of in powerlifting, and they'll see me around like, I remember you did this, I remember you did that. So that was the one thing I was proud of, because nobody in the entire world will ever fucking do it again. I hope they don't try it. It sent me to the hospital for 5 days.
Oh,
so don't try it. It's not something you need to try to do. It's just one of those willpower things that it's a spectacle that happened. You don't want to repeat it, obviously, for health concerns. But it's such a spectacle that it's one of the most coolest things that's happened in powerlifting. It was not even powerlifting related in and of itself, because it's just an exhibition match. But one of the coolest things I'm most proud of is that event and how much fucking willpower I have.
Fuck, man. That's all I gotta say. Holy
wild
shit.
Time, man. Wild times.
Yeah, man. So, like, I guess speaking of workouts, the same type of question, I guess you could say. But so you were probably fucking hungry after that, huh?
Yeah, and I didn't get to eat. I had a friend bring me musubi, and I couldn't eat the shit. I immediately started having like back spasms. I laid on the floor, could not get up, and was rushed to the hospital. So 5 days of fucking shit after that. But I couldn't eat anything. It was awful.
So speaking of eating, you're on a just got to the right space. What's your go-to cheat meal, basically?
Go-to cheat meal is usually Taco Bell.
Okay.
Mainly because after my entire week of not eating a bunch of junk and my traveling of trying not to eat a bunch of junk on the way to different shows, when I get home, I DoorDash me some Taco Bell, or I'll pick it up, and I'll try to enjoy this fast food meal full of just fucking junk, and just like try to relax on a Monday by the time I get to Monday. So that's my go-to cheat meal. It's cheap, easy. It's not fucking great, but
it goes right through you, right?
Yeah, it's not so much. It's the sauce. The sauce. It depends on the sauce you get. So I've got a thing down where it doesn't really go through me like that, but it does upset my stomach if I eat the wrong things, and it's too much spice and too much shit altogether. So I got handful of things I'll scarf down, watch a movie, try to chill, relax, and then try to relax on the following Monday. And that's my go-to.
All right, so let's go back to wrestling a little bit. So it's a little segment I do for every guest. I'm gonna list 5 major promotions. Give me one opponent from each of the companies you would love to work for on the first day.
All right.
Ring of Honor.
Samoa Joe.
Yeah. New Japan Pro Wrestling.
New Japan. Damn. I haven't actually caught into the stuff, but I just want. Is Okada still in? Is he on New Japan?
Yes. He
Okay.
has to be.
Then, yeah. Okada is definitely the one. He has to be the one.
Impact.
Moose.
You've worked
AEW.
Moose before.
I have worked Moose before.
That match was great.
It was something. It was something.
AEW.
MJF.
Yes. WWE.
Roman Reigns.
Ooh. Dude, that's a money match.
I think you're the first one to say Roman Reigns.
I don't know why. Why would you? He's the fucking
Somebody
man.
has the balls.
Yeah, exactly. First of all, in my head, I'm the top villain of the story, right? I'm the fucking heater that the guy needs to gotta get. He's already beaten everybody, right? And Brock Lesnar's retiring, so like, I'm not trying to be Brock Lesnar. However, that trope is now open, right? So like, that's kind of the goal. There is to be the. I'm like a calculated monster. See, everybody's got this fucking deal where all the big guys are all fucking dumb. They're slow. They don't fucking do shit. I'm calculated on every fucking thing I do. I tear you down, limb from limb, right? Smart, fast. I'll catch you out of fucking nowhere. Almost all my moves are like counters. So like, you fuck up, you're getting fucked. Like, that's just how the game, goes. And Roman Reigns, I'd be Roman Reigns' heater 100%. And chase him down until he fucking retires. Yeah, so you want to go after like the main dogs in the company. I don't know why anybody else would think otherwise.
That's funny you said that, Franco. Yeah, he is the first one to say Roman.
Yeah, I think we've heard like Seth Rollins, Finn Balor.
Why?
Why?
I
can't think of the other ones, but yeah, he's the first to say Roman Reigns. I've been thinking that too. I'm like, no one's going after Roman Reigns.
Why? I get it. He's beating everybody. I get it. Well, that's the point. He's the man. He's the draw. If you want the fucking money, you go after the main dog. I don't understand. Where's the logic here? Plus, Roman Reigns is great, right? He's in his trope right now. He's really good at what he does, to be honest. But if you want to bring out better in yourself in all aspects, you want Roman Reigns to be the guy to go after.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take it back to the beginning. What was the moment you knew you wanted to become a wrestler?
I did, man. I did want to become a wrestler. My dad was a wrestler, man, late 90s, early 2000s. And I wanted to do my own thing. And I thought powerlifting was it. I thought I was going to retire with powerlifting being the fucking main dog in that, have a 10-year career, retire, and chill, man. Watch the sunset rise in the grateful universe type shit. It's just not something I wanted to get into because I had a falling out when I was younger. We won't get into that, but falling out when I was younger, no longer was into it, didn't get the rings, didn't do anything, didn't watch any of the stuff, just because of some shit that happened at a bingo hall. But once I got to the point in powerlifting where I had 2 major surgeries and can no longer feel like I was having fun, I decided to retire. This left me with like a 6-year gap of like, I haven't got to do anything. I still want to be able to do some shit right here, at least until I'm 40 and see where I go with that. And a client of mine, I went to a powerlifting meet, just suggested I get back into wrestling. So I went to a training day with Damo in Fort Worth, and Bull, I thank him a lot, Manable and stuff. He let me in his ring. He welcomed me there. Didn't know who my dad was. Like just knocked some ring rust off for 2.5 hours, and it kind of just was like getting smooth and was like, "You come train anytime you want to." I had such a blast doing that training session that I was like, I think that I might do this. I drove straight home, put a bunch of gear together, and got a fucking mock-up of like how I wanted to look. And I posted it on my close friend's story on Instagram, and Damo saw it and was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I was like, "I think I'm gonna do this, man. I think I'm gonna do this." I cut a vignette, and fucking rest was history. It's like, all right, I'm gonna do it.
Oh, love it.
What's been the hardest thing you had to learn in the business?
The hardest thing? The hardest thing for me that I learned so far is I don't have to give him everything. I don't have to do everything. And I do a lot, enough as it is. And I don't have to give them everything all the time. I always give them a little something that they want to come back for. So that was hard for me to kind of learn there.
I totally get that. Yeah.
That don't trust everybody. That too.
Yeah, I really get that.
The fucking main one there.
Yeah.
And on the final question, what's the not final question, but the final question usually? What's the legacy you want to leave behind in or outside of the ring?
Man, inside the ring, you know, the legacy at least trying to leave here is that there is multi-dimensional aspect to the monster character, right? So it doesn't have to be always the fucking non-verbal scream, yell deal and shit when you see somebody that's over 300 pounds, right? So I want to leave a legacy that's just a hybrid of what the monster character is supposed to be and what like a really good wrestler is supposed to be, right? So you could have that aspect in that one character and even be my size, and you don't have to worry about being this trope or that trope. You can do whatever you want and mold it to however you want, and that's the kind of legacy I want to leave behind in the ring. Outside the ring, man, I'm almost breaking kayfabe here because I don't like anybody, right? So that's just Brick Savage's way. I don't help nobody. That's if you tell anybody, I'll kill you. Man, I'm a good-hearted person. I try to do, you know, the right thing at the right time, and sometimes I don't. So when it's the wrong time, I still try to do the right thing. At least, you know, I want to do right by the people who do right by me, and that aspect. You know, if somebody has a helping hand that they need filled, I like to think I'd be the person that kind of does the thing, and kind of want to be known for something that I'm not exactly the character that I am in the ring. Not at least 100%, at least not 8%, 2%. I might do a good deed. So that's the kind of legacy I'm gonna leave outside the ring.
That's good. I do like how, I guess that's, I'm not kissing your ass, but I do like how you do it differently. The big man. You don't just act all like cocky in a way and like, oh, I'm a big guy, I'm just gonna just throw you across the ring. That's about it. No. You, like you just said, you said it on point. You're a hybrid style wrestler. Right. I like how you're like, if you fuck up, like I'm not just gonna be there like, oh, like ha ha ha, this little guy doing whatever. No. I'm gonna just fuck you up.
Right. Exactly. So, right. So like I know the whole aspect of the deal nowadays is to try to shoot on your opponent, like talk down on them, blah blah this and that. Well, if that motherfucker beats you, now you're shit plus shit. Like you suck plus suck. Like it doesn't do you any good to talk down to your opponent. And I like to analyze my opponent. I see what aspects they're good in. Those are aspects I gotta not let them be good in. I have to capitalize on my own. You know, my attributes are great, but there's holes in there that you can exploit. And you exploit them, you know, it screws me over. However, if you miscalculate in that point in time, then, you know, it's curtain call for you. That's it. It's over. Mm-hmm. Throw dirt on them. 6 feet.
Good Give me a shovel, bitch.
That's right. Fucking open.
Oh shit.
What gave you the idea or the inspiration for the character, pretty much?
Man, Brick Savage is everything that I hate about myself. When I was growing in my early 20s and shit, and just doing all the stuff that I probably shouldn't have been doing. A fucking bully, right? A big bully. I hate bullies. I can't stand bullies. However, that's exactly what I am is the biggest fucking bully that I can think of. And that's where the difference of being like the monster character. Like I do certain things that that showcase my strength in a different way that aren't so stereotypical. And the idea is like the singlet I used to have had the Agent Venom and all this stuff logo on and stuff like that. So I never got to use. So I based it off of some of my mental illnesses and some tropes and stuff like that. I've kind of mixed in together of itself. I have what is basically called intermediate explosive disorder, where I basically kind of just lose my shit. It's almost like being bipolar, but there's just a point in time where like I just kind of lose my shit just because of whatever things happen. You can see it a lot of the times when I do either my promos or like something happens where like it's really bad and I'm like, oh shit, did I just fucking do that? I'm like kind of confused. These things happen. I think about when I do my matches and certain shit, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, why are these people cheering me? Right? Because I just did something that I can't believe I just did it. And like I just won. Like there's that happened with, if you watch like the Black Taurus match that I had with Texas Wrestling Cartel. At the end of the match, I'm like kind of slightly confused, like why the fuck are all these people cheering me? Because I'm not really a nice person, and you know that shit's what I've kind of like put into my character, the whole backstory and stuff. I'm obsessed with clocks and spiders, and I'm fucking angry all the time. That's the list of shit. Like that's like my baseline of my character there.
Okay.
Steep, man. Steep. It's not that.
No. You play into it and it works, right?
Yeah, man. It's just all me. It's just like stuff that I don't like. I don't like that kind of person that I am. And like, but it makes a great character. Makes a great wrestler. So shit you want to watch, like, right? So yeah, there's the clock thing and the spider thing. It's always just like, what the fuck's the deal with the spiders? Well, I fucking like spiders.
You gotta have when you have like a next like a, obviously bigger matches, but when you have a nice entrance, you have like a clock right next to you, and you have like a random guy in the back from the school just as a spider or some shit. That'd be hilarious.
Well, like that, I have my own. I have my own interest music that I fucking have the rights to and stuff like that. It's a clock tick that ticks off in the middle of that deal, like throughout the song, right? So there's a thing with the clock ticking that it hits a certain amount of ticks and it just like sets me off. Right, I just get into this fucking trance, and then when it's over, the fucking clock ticks again and knocks me out of this zone, kind of thing. Right, it's the tink tink tink. It's that certain sound that kind of knocks me in and out of the zone. And the spiders just things they set traps and shit for people. So like that's kind of what happens. You fuck up, set a trap, boom, you're trapped, you're fucked. You get in the web and you're stuck. Right, so if I ever get my hands on somebody and I put them down on the ground. Usually you're stuck. You're fucked at that point until you figure out a way to get out of it. So there's always telltale signs of shit I say and do and music I put to stuff that intertwines into everything like a web.
Shit, man. I like how deep you are with the character. I really do.
It's just who I am, man. This is how I go. It's how I roll. If you don't believe in your own shit, then nobody else is gonna believe it.
Yeah,
this is all just shit I believe in and I like and I do and shit like that just turned up to 120%. So
I've heard that a million times and it's true. So
yeah, it's the best thing to do for you because it keeps you in your zone whenever you need to be in it. So you don't have to like fake whatever's happening.
Franco, what else you got?
The last thing we got is Positivity Talk O's. We debuted this segment last week. There's so much negativity in wrestling along with the world as well. So just want to see if you have any positive interactions that stick out, whether it was like backstage with another wrestler or crew member, or if you have anything positive with the fans that you want to talk about, like a memory or a moment.
Is that me or
That
you?
much. I was gonna ask, like, what is that?
This is
We'll be
my
right.
trope
We'll be right back,
happening.
folks. Oh, it's a little sidetrack. Franco, we've been recording, right?
Yeah, we're recording.
Okay, because I usually see the timer, but it's not there anymore, I guess.
Yeah, it's 40 minutes and 5
Okay.
seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds.
Okay.
8
I wanted to ask, but I don't want to interrupt anybody. All right, so I don't hear that weird conjuring shit anymore. So
You're welcome. So to answer your question, man, look, you're not gonna see me talk about most people or anything that happens backstage. I keep kayfabe pretty to its fullest for the most part. You know, there's sometimes I might break a fourth wall here and there to get personal when it's needed. But I will say this that in a business that's full of fucking egos, it's okay to let your ego kind of like stay to the side and give a little. If you give a little, you'll get a little. And in that aspect, when you give somebody without wanting something in return, you will be gifted your own gift in and of itself. And that really comes from like a book that I read maybe a few handful of years ago, called The Giver. And I don't expect anything out of anybody. And I've come to the realization that if I give something without expecting something in return, something good is going to come out of that. So, again, I'll kill you if you repeat any of this to anybody. I give here and there to things, to people, to things, to the ring, to the wrestlers, to the people backstage, to the fans. I give something, and I don't ask for anything in return, and yet there's something that comes back in return. And I'm usually always eternally grateful for whatever gift I received, or whatever it is. And I've also grown to the fact that when I'm given a gift, I immediately accept it because I don't know what it took for somebody to give that gift. If it's their last, if it's something, whatever it is, their hospitality, them giving that gift, I immediately accept it. I used to fucking turn down gifts and stuff, but I've grown to the fact that once I become eternally grateful for this gift I received, then it's almost like clearing my conscience. I just feel good about it. This person feels good because they were able to do a good deed that they may not have been able to do in a different instance. So, if you have a chance to be in a place to give, I recommend you give, and don't expect anything in return. But that return will come to you at some point. So, probably best advice I can give. Best positive advice.
No, yeah, That's I know quite a bit of making it this out, Franco, but I know a lot of people that need that little talk, basically. So
it's a big ego-driven sport, and that you have to look out for yourself.
Yeah.
Numero uno. Totally understandable. There's times when maybe it's time to play politics and kind of give you this, that, and the other, so you can move yourself forward. But if you stay realistic of yourself and stuff like that, and your expectations, you get more of your results and rewards if you stay within your expectations and or close to the borderline of those expectations. Right? If I wanted to go fucking fly a space shuttle to the moon, probably not going to happen. Not going to be a thing that happens. However, if I say that I want to one day have the Impact World Title, that might be something that I can have. I've already wrestled, one person from Impact. About to wrestle another person from Impact, somebody from AEW. Like I'm getting closer in that deal. So it's one of those things that, if I keep giving in this aspect, I may be able to get over into this deal. And who knows, wherever the chips may lay. That's what happened.
Yeah, I love this talk. Franco, this is probably my favorite interviews.
You say that with every interview, but
Well, he means it.
No.
This one. This one, he means it. He absolutely means it.
This one is deep.
one of those will
All
be
right.
quoted on our graphic. Don't kill me. I don't run the social media.
Jesus Christ.
I think
That's
that really covers it. I have last question. You kind of brought it up. You're facing Steve Macklin and Lance Archer,
Right.
October 14th.
Yeah, next week. Basically
that's
next week.
Sorry, next
That's
week.
basically
Oh
next week.
shit, that is next week.
What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on how many people you faced? You've faced a lot of big names already this year. And
Yeah,
last
which
year.
I'm grateful for. I've gotten bigger and bigger names and stuff like that, which is awesome because that's how I grow. You know, I get better opponents, the better I go. No offense to anybody that's green. I'll wrestle anybody, right? However, it benefits me more to wrestle better opponents each time I wrestle. And these, you know, it's getting to the point where like, this is almost as good as I can get at the moment. And in my head, that whole thing about not doing too much, right? Out the fucking window. That shit's out the window, right? So here's my one opportunity to try to do as much shit that I can do in a ring as possible, and obviously come out, you know, uninjured and all that stuff. So, in my head, there's things that I do that both of them motherfuckers cannot and would not do, 100%. And I just have to do my fucking thing and stick to my guns, basically. Right? So I have to make sure I'm faster, which I am, stronger, which I am.
Mhm.
And this fucking voice that keeps popping in. Spooky time.
It is, as I say, it is a
yeah,
Halloween special.
right. I have to be one step ahead of these guys, and in my head, that, like I said, I have an arsenal full of shit that I can do that I don't do all the time, which is going to be thrown out the window. Where I'm gonna fucking hit them with every single fucking thing I can think of. So you'll see me flying around all over the place, like I shouldn't be, but I am.
Well, was that it, Franco? Or what else you got?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you want to plug your social medias, you already plugged one of the shows, but more shows that you're on. This goes up this Friday on the 6th. I know you have Matt Ward that night.
Right. Yeah, with this voice thing happening. Yeah, Matt Ward Pro. I have here Friday. I have PWF, my first Lone Star title defense against Jay Sosay. That's a big one. That's in Houston at the Houston Premier Arena. Matt Ward Pro is going to be at the Ridgely Theater. It's our 1-year anniversary show where I'm taking on Franco D'Angelo in the co-main event. Shout out to MPX also for getting me in to the door basically with Wrestling Revolver. Really appreciate that. King of Sports, awesome. King of Sports, Texas Strong Style champ, which I will defending my title whenever I feel like it, probably sometime next year. So don't wait for me. Also, shout out to Heart of Texas for everything they've done for me as well. Although I lost my belt to Exodus, they can kiss my ass. I still am the Anarchy champ. Man, also I want to plug in my fucking Instagram. You can find me at World Breaker Savage on Instagram, Break Savage 7 on Twitter. Those are most of the main two social medias that I use, and you can check out my YouTube, which is also Break Savage, for any other updates of stuff I have not posted on those two social medias.
Dude,
Nice.
keep up the good work on social media. We're always talking about it. I always tell wrestlers to post their clips and everything, and you talked about it earlier. You put your stuff out there. You get it out there right away.
If I can give any advice to other wrestlers, be friends with your media guys. Be friends with your media guys. Be nice to them. If you could bring them snacks, probably be even better. But at least be nice to your media guys. Don't treat them like shit. And they might give you some clips early. Who knows? It's one of those things that you want to be nice to everybody to an extent, right? To an extent, right? Know your place. But you be nice to the right people and they'll do stuff for you. You give without expecting anything in return, right? So the shit happens for you. You get those clips or record the shit yourself. Get some green boy that's standing outside the little venue. Get him to hold your phone. You got hard cam side, hold your phone. It's something I used to do for all my matches. I'd have somebody record my match, and immediately on my drive home, I'd start chopping up clips. I'd start making content. So by the time I did my 3-hour drive or something home, I'd get in my parking lot, make my clip, either post it or post it immediately in the morning, and just post those for 2 or 3 days. It's not that hard. You have to have your digital footprint somewhere, so if somebody types in your name, it'll pop up. Best advice I can give you.
You need to clip that.
Great advice. Yeah, also, before I guess we get ended, the first time I met you, you scared the fuck out of me. You are very intimidating backstage.
all right.
The kayfabe stuff is real. You scared me and my wife.
So speaking of that,
what happened? What happened when?
Let's see. When I met you at. Okay, it wasn't the first time because I think I brought you pro. We didn't talk, but then it was at Cartel.
Yep.
When you took on Moose, and Roland has been telling us to go out there and ask people like, hey, what are you gonna do in the match clip, whatever? Like, what do you want to make sure we catch?
Right.
So my wife went up to you, me and her went up to you, and you're really intimidated. So I'm not even gonna talk to this dude. She asked you, what do you want her to catch? And you're like, I don't know. You're the fucking videographer.
Listen, to be honest, I might have something that I'll do in the match, but like all that stuff is like, man, I can't really tell you to catch it because I don't know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. Right, just kind of be ready for something to happen. If I'm moving, something's about to happen. So like I'd say, baby, be ready for that. I just couldn't answer that question honestly, because I mean you're the videographer, you've done this is your thing. I mean, Roland knows the same thing. I'll tell him the names of the moves I'm about to do, and he knows that they're coming. Right, so like I might have 2 or 3 things that I may or may not do. It's just like, hey, here's a heads up, this, and this, or something I might do. But sometimes I fly by the skin of my teeth, and just shit happens. It might not happen in the same spot I wanted to, but it'll be there. So. Man, my bad.
It's all good. You're real nice and everything. It's just you're just intimidating your whole force.
This was like 2 months ago when we were like trying to put guests together, and then Brick was like, "You should text Brick." I'm like, "Why don't you text him?" I'm like, "What's wrong? Brick's a nice guy." And he's like, "I think he's scary." I'm like,
"Listen, somebody's supposed to ask me to be on a podcast." Going on like 6, maybe 7 months ago now at this point, and they still haven't asked me. Right? Yeah, they've already getting like the recheck in, like, hey, you gonna get Brick in the podcast? And they're like, yeah, sure. And then fucking they'll never say I haven't said anything. So
is that Tall Can listening?
Who knows, man? It might be, it might not be.
I know they had a story as well that made me crack up.
So one of those things. I'm not saying we have heat or anything.
No.
However, the longer this goes without you asking me, the more heat there may be. I'm just saying. Did they tell you how? Did they tell you my first interaction with them?
They talked about it on their podcast.
Okay, all right, cool then. Yeah,
shit was funny. Thank you for being on. Really appreciate it. Thank y'all guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, yada yada. Peace, love, tacos.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having me.